So I don't really follow I don't know the first thing about basketball, but really, who needs to know about this whole thing with the L.A. Clippers? I mean, and Donald Sterling. I mean, now I'm not saying that he shouldn't have caught shit for his remarks, but I think about his punishment here. He's pretty much just forced to retire and has to give up a fraction of his money. $2.5 million. That's a drop in the bucket for him. Okay, he's just gonna retire and live out what short time he has left with that money. And so really, what was accomplished? It just, yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I'm not. It's just, yeah. Well, and to get back to that anyway, are we even really surprised in the first place? I mean, to begin with, first of all, I've heard the man was an overt racist, and well, the public, and not just private recordings with his girlfriend. God knows what she saw in him. But that's neither here or there. But so why is it only being brought up now? That's what I'd like to know. It's like if these claims are true, that he has made racist claims in public, and nobody cared then. Well, nobody cared to this kind of degree anyway. Why is it such a big deal now? I mean, that part doesn't really make sense to me, since it's not like he posted tweets about this or anything, or just leaked this out or by his own will or whatever. And second off, are we all just really surprised? And I'm not saying all senior citizens are like this, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of these people his age grew up in an era of time where blacks were treated like garbage in America, and that's the sort of mindset that has festered into them, and that's just how things were back then, and that's just the only way they know how to live. And that doesn't make it okay, but that's just the way things were. That's just the way things were back then. And basically, is it really that surprising that someone from that era of time thinks that way? It goes back to the Duck Dynasty thing. A man from an area that has a history of being extremely racist. Well, not racist, just from an area that has a good reputation for being homophobic, said homophobic things. It's not quite to that same extent, but hopefully you get what I'm saying here. And I just don't even see what this was, even if when you take out the fact that he has no reason to care about what he's about the punishment he received, which is a retirement, a few dollars being lifted out as well. Like, then was there really any point? I mean, you can take the tiger out of the jungle, but you can't take the jungle out of the tiger. He's always going to have those beliefs. He's probably still going to make those beliefs. Well, he's going to make them public in some way, since now they can't do shit to him. So what the hell is stopping him? If he could just set up a Twitter and post all the crap he wanted, and what could they do to him? Sure, they could insult. Well, people could insult him and just make a lot of nasty videos about him. But the guy's an old man, probably barely knows how to use the internet anyway, or probably just doesn't even leave the house much, because he's at that age where he really shouldn't be. So, really, what's stopping him? And I'm not trying to say that tolerance for different mindsets shouldn't be taught, but because, well, I mean, there definitely should be some sort of counterculture to it, because it's very easy to grow up in the wrong mentality of being gay is just the worst thing ever, because that's how kids act about it. That's just how kids act about it, and it's very easy to just get the impression, oh geez, being gay is a bad thing, huh? I guess I'll just insult people with that claim that I don't like it. I'll oppose gays. I'm never going to be gay. Ugh. I need to grow up with that mindset, and it's just I'm not even going to lie. I wasn't that mindset when I was younger because that's what everyone around me was saying. It's very easy to grow up in that environment. Again, that's not how it should be. That's just how it is at the moment. And well, but on the flip side, there are just some people you are not going to reach. I mean, like, take somebody like Donald Sterling. Do you think he is going to listen to any sort of argument you may have for civil rights? No, no, he doesn't give a shit. He grew up in an era where that sort of thing is acceptable, and that's what he's used to, and that's the only way he knows how to look at black people besides or having them be dollar signs for him, I guess, to rake in the cash. That just begs the question anyway. I believe there are black players on this team. Why would a guy allow so many black players to be on his team if he hates blacks? That's another part that doesn't really register, but what do I know? Anyway, what was I yeah, yeah. Tiger out of the jungle and all that. Right. So, and it's just the same thing again about homosexuality. I mean, like Fred Phelps. You could make every argument in the world against Fred Phelps and why his religion isn't mandatory and all this other shit. And it's what do you really? Some people you cannot reach. That's the point I'm trying to make here. That's not to say some. That's not to say that all people can't and no effort should be made, but there needs to be some sort of realization that there will always be racists, there will always be bigots, and that's not the way things should be, but that's just how it is. You can't change everyone's mind on these things because it's been cemented in the history for this long, and that's the only way people know how to live, and you can't just put a gun to people's head and force them to change or beliefs on things, and even if you did, they wouldn't apply that principle in their hearts. And so, really, by booting him out of the NBA, what has been accomplished? I don't believe anything has. I believe the proper course of action was just to let the guy say, well, to just consider the source here, and I'm totally ripping us off from was something a dose of Buckley said ages ago, but there's really no better way to say it, and just say, okay, Grandpa, and let the old man just live out the rest of his life, because he's 80. He doesn't have much time left. And sooner or later, he probably would have gotten to the point where he couldn't have kept managing the team. Well, I don't really know how much work goes into running a team, but he is definitely getting up to that age where it's just difficult for him to do anything, even just sit in a chair all day. So yeah, that's that. I mean, you're not gonna. You can do nothing to stop him from continuing to make these racist remarks. Really, all this is doing is encouraging him, because now that he's no longer part of the NBA, nothing is stopping him. So really, all kicking him out has encouraged more hatred on his part, and the ability to make it public. And I'm definitely sure he's going to make it public now, because really he has no reason not to after he already has, to my understanding. I don't know. I just believe. I don't believe this situation was reacted to the correct way. I believe if any action on this would have been taken, it should have been taken a long time ago, when he first made comments like this that were public. And, well, I don't know. The point is, I just don't think this situation was handled in the proper manner at all. Not that I'm defending anything he has to say or anything like that. I just... Really, the only thing I'm trying to say is I just want anyone who's watching this video just think about this. Everything I said, just what has been accomplished. Just try to think about that. A racist old man is still racist and rich, and he gets to kick back and do everything he wants now, and suffer no consequence for it. So sometimes things are what they are. They're not what they should be, but it's just how it is. And really, the only thing you can do to an old guy like this is just leave him alone, let him believe whatever he wants, and just let him die his own death. Because there's no reaching him at this point. And there never will be any reaching him, especially not now. That's really all I wanted to say with this, I guess. So, yeah, that's that. Have a good day.